I was called down to the main office and the vice principal and principal were all there and they had balloons and they told me that I won.
Caroline is an exceptional student and she's in my AP Lit class and she's just lovely and a very mature young lady.
I've been volunteering forever pretty much. My mom has instilled in me and my brother that it's important to give back and to get to know the people that you're volunteering for because it really does make a difference. So every summer my church goes on a mission trip to a different state. We leave behind our phones and we all just go. We've worked on wheelchair ramps for disabled people, adding them to their houses. We've worked on impoverished schools inner city and also repaired farms and their roofs and buildings and electricity and stuff. I'm also involved in Cathedral Kitchen, which is an organization in Camden. It's a soup kitchen and food drive. So I serve the meals and just sit and talk to the people and it's really cool. Last year, my friend Anna and I started Sign Language Club at Cherokee. So we had to write a proposal and get it submitted by the school board. Since then, every month we've held a meeting where we put together a slideshow and we teach signs to people who are interested in learning sign language. And we've also created t-shirts, which we sold to raise money to buy sign language dictionaries for children in need.
I think that volunteerism is one of the most important things our teenagers can do. I understand that everyone gets wrapped up in their own lives, but to learn to actually put someone else's needs ahead of your own is a lesson that is a lifelong lesson and one of the most important lessons of all.
I think a lot of teenagers my age don't realize the impact that we can have when we all come together and volunteer. But I think every little thing makes a difference and we really can add everything up into something greater if we work together.
Mia Miller is a student in my Foundations of Leadership class. Mia is a very charismatic student, eager to learn, very caring for the others around her. Mia is one of those special people that really want to make others feel good about themselves. An example I could think of this year, Challenge Day. We want to be students who come in, they need to feel comfortable about themselves, share their experiences. The students around her really felt comfortable opening up to Mia. Whether it was staff or students, Mia really stood out as a leader that day.
So I worked with a lot of my peers. We made cards for the special ed teachers here at Lenape. They do so much for us, and I know a lot of them. I met a lot of them throughout my years here. So I went to my classes and I told them what they do for us and what they do for their own kids. And we decided to write letters to them and put little candies in them and gave them Christmas cards and just stuck it in their mailbox and wrote them little letters about how much we appreciate them.
During Operation Santa, she sort of reached out to that classroom to see if they would join us in a wrapping party for the gifts before we went out to Mount Holly and gave those presents to the students there.
Mr. Han had approached me that morning. I didn't know that I was going to be going in a Santa costume, so I got dressed in full gear. We stuffed my shirt with trash bags and I had a beard and a wig and everything, and we went there and I got to greet a lot of the kids and they came up and they hugged me. Cutie Quest is a program that sends teen volunteers out to other programs and other organizations that need teen volunteers, and I joined my freshman year and within 6 months I got a leadership role, and ever since I've been leading the meetings in the organization.
I think it's really important for students, especially high school students, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, to get involved in community service and volunteer work because it gives them a sense of self-confidence. The idea of being able to accomplish something and seeing hard work pay off, I mean, there's no better way of seeing that than volunteer work. And what's great about Mia, I think that's what her natural connection towards volunteer work is she likes to put a smile on anybody's face. For her to put a smile on someone's face that she doesn't see every day and have that natural connection, it's really cool to see, and especially as an educator, it's what makes our job so great.
I found out that I got this award when Miss Maira called me down, my counselor, and she told me that I needed to print out some essays, and then she told me I got recognized for my community service.
She first came to me, freshman year, yearning to do some type of project. She's the type of student who's more concerned about what project is going to fit me as opposed to, I need so many community service hours.
Gabby as a student was one of the most positive students that I've taught in class. She did so much to help the other students in the classroom, and she's always looking for ways to help people. Gabby has been involved with the ADL program here at Seneca. The Anti-Defamation League came in 2 years ago and trained some of our students in the school, some of our student leaders in particular. So we've brought the ADL peer training program to Seneca through those students.
Some of the community service activities I'm involved in are, I do a lot of Thanksgiving drives with my mom every year,
She worked on Thanksgiving baskets and delivering them to houses, and that was her first introduction to families in need.
And I collected a lot for Distributing Dignity, which is a brand in Cherry Hill.
Distributing Dignity helps underserved women, homeless women, but Gabby's passion is for women who are victims of domestic violence. So she came to me with this project, collecting personal hygiene products for women. She filled the boxes that she had in the main office, so the whole program was a huge success.
I volunteer because I've always had a drive to help people, and I think that it's just so sad that people struggle more than we do here. So I think that it's kind of my duty to help them in any way that I can.
So I was in my 7th period engineering class with Mrs. Kirk, and Mr. Campbell came in with some of the administrators, and they read out kind of a proclamation saying, you know, I was able to win this nice prestigious award.
Jacob Delancy is a student that everybody would love to have in class. He has this way of working with other people, and when he's working with others, everybody has an input.
So one of the main service projects I've worked on is my Eagle Scout project over at the YMCA camps. So I did a full beach restoration of Cherokee Beach. And so we brought in 25 tons of beach sand, we built a new boat rack, we cleaned up all the winter debris. We ultimately got around 40 volunteers doing over 200 man-hours worth of work. And so we were able to put together a successful project, giving back to the camp where I was able to spend a lot of my childhood hours and time there. I've been a part of Neighborhood Service Advisory Committee for 2 years now. Neighborhood Services Advisory Committee is a lesser-known committee as part of the Township Council. And so basically we deal with matters where we're trying to make the individual neighborhoods in Medford better. I was nominated by Mr. Campbell, and so I've been working with Mrs. Berger, the lead of the committee, to put together a township-wide e-newsletter, which is actually sent out every month. And we've also been putting together a township-wide welcome kit, where it'll be given to new residents so that they can better know the services and everything that our township can actually provide to them.
He also works with NYAA Track, and he actually was a big coordinator in getting NYAA involved with NHS. So as the NHS advisor, I appreciate that. Any service opportunities are always welcome, and Jacob was actually one that forefronted bringing NYAA to us.
I think it's important to do all this community service because I've taken a lot from all these programs, from track, from Boy Scouts, and I think it's very important to give back so that the next kind of generation of kids in Medford can still enjoy these same programs. And actually not just to do the same, but actually make them better and try and improve upon what was there when I went through them.